We're actually here to show off our new game called Warmaster Bunker Buster. As I was saying before, we have not been around for a couple of years. This is what we've been working on. It's a smaller team, a smaller game. And yeah, there are certain things that are new and certain things that are familiar. And I'd love to get into it with you. So, this is a tower defense based on the original engine with significant enhancements from over the years. So if you want, I'll just do a first mission. Oh, we have a person. So, let's get into the nitty-gritty of it, shall we? So there are 3 zones, 30 missions. This is the first mission, and we'll get to what all this is going to end up being. Just checking the chat. We already have a guest. Hopefully I'm coming through okay. So you can see the train's much better than
I'm detecting an incoming dust storm blowing from the northern lowlands. This one looks particularly fierce. Rest assured, the command center is more than capable of withstanding the debris.
I didn't want to interrupt Ares here. But, so we actually have voiceovers for Ares now. Well, we technically did it before. But it's a brand new storyline, brand new game.
Ah, that was not supposed to happen. Stand by, Warmaster. I'm picking up strange readings just outside the perimeter, approaching fast. The main sensor and communication systems are damaged, hit by some EMP charge. Pirate outlaws are entering the perimeter. Warmaster, you must take manual control of the defense network while I get systems back up.
And much like any tower defense, well, you can put down towers. These are the very, very basic.
Orders accepted, Hollow. Orders accepted.
Now, something to keep in mind when placing towers, at least in this game.
Orders impossible. Orders received.
Is things are a lot more freeform. And by doing so,
orders received.
Purposely create certain problems for the player on purpose. Things are a lot more visual. But the idea here is that if you place a turret behind a ridge, they can't see the enemies, which is kind of the whole point. Another addition that is true of this game is the ability to actually directly control a turret. So I can do what was called possess. Fire more correctly. I think my turret got blown up. Sometimes the enemy gets angry and they will shoot at you. And even at your turrets. And that mostly comes from if they feel they're attacked, because it starts to become not to their advantage to simply stay in the canyon. They'll actually more directly attack your defenses. As you can see, they are attacking everything else here, which is not a good thing. We
orders accepted.
Place down another turret.
Orders accepted.
And we have added a new physics engine, which is actually physics. And all that shrapnel, if they hit something, will actually really damage it. So if you notice, this guy's a little damaged, but I click on him, and I click repair. And it says it's going to take me 35 to repair him.
Orders received.
And I Now, in the first game, or the first mission rather, we don't actually have any ships that we can control other than the turrets. Believe it or not, we can actually add ships and it'll act like an RTS game, and I'll show that a little bit later on. I don't pay attention, I'll get overwhelmed.
Orders received.
Since this guy's not really in the fray, I'm going to show you a little bit more about being stuck behind a mountain. Fortunately, this is pretty okay. These are taking care of it pretty well. Then you pop back out and go through this thing. As with any tower defense game, as you kill things, materials counters go up. Now, this is the first mission of everything, etc., so it's not showing very much. But we have everything from upgrading our turrets, which we'll see after this mission's over, to having 9 different buff buildings, including an orbital strike, a railgun cannon, as part of the cannon, MIRV launchers, to all the way from repairs, to outright squadrons and such. I'll speed this up to get through it. Okay, we're in the 3rd wave. This is going to get kind of hectic pretty quickly here.
Orders received. Orders accepted. Orders accepted. Orders received.
Played this enough times that I know if I don't pay attention, I actually will go wrong. Now, I've been told that I should give out a little secret. Well, the problem is, or not the problem, but is what it is, it's still using the old damage model, which means, if you notice, I have all my turrets on one side of the canyon, not on both sides. It's not good enough simply to do damage. You actually have to kind of burrow through the same spot. Okay, so this guy got these. Blow up my turrets, be careful. I'll lose all my turrets. Have that. He's got pulse weapons that are far more effective, as you can kind of tell. Well, what should I do? I should probably change this. I'm going to lose my own game because, yeah, I'm too busy talking instead of playing, and I don't think I have enough money to win this at this point. Let's see if I can actually...
Orders accept. Orders accepted. Received.
Since I'm still fighting over there, he's not gonna last very long. Oh, he just died. I can only hope that I'm going to have enough money to handle it. These guys are kind of... and they're not happy. And so they will actually attack your turrets. You have to be kind of aware of that. Get enough kills in, so I should drop all turrets down.
Orders received.
They're coming back over here and they're attacking my turrets over here. And he's going to start attacking my main bunker. Oh, I already have people attacking my main bunker. I guess this encourages so many people to play. Because the first mission gets lost by the little development. That's what I get for not paying attention. Follow this guy in. There's one reactor. Yes, Ares, I'll let my bunker get destroyed. That was the furthest thing I could do. So I wanted to show you after our win was we have this very, very, very big tech tree. So we have everything from improved lasers to autocannons to missiles to faster spinning turrets to more hit points because obviously they need it if they're going to get attacked. But we actually have full-on squadrons. So you can actually have a rapid response squadron to go and they'll just hang out on the battlefield and order them around like an RTS. And you can actually pilot those ships because it's brought over from the original engine. And these are the buff buildings that we're referring to: the repair station, salvage bay, which means you get more when you sell things. More hangar reserves, so you can actually have more ships as they get destroyed, because they will. The radar tower, which increases the turret range. Particle cannon, which is kind of one of my favorites, which is kind of its own floating giant particle. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to show these off, because why not? And you know what I can do? I can cheat. Because it's my game. So I come into the options, turn on the cheats, and I'm going to unlock my research, because I can. And guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to give myself a squadron. And I'm going to give myself a nice happy dappy repair station. And we're going to have some fun with this. And use things that are far outside of whatever should be on the level 1 patch. So I get my revenge, right? So what I'm doing here is grabbing a couple of little fun weapons. So I'm going to also grab a turret laser to get some damage. You can also upgrade the turrets in-game. But I'm going to go grab the autocannon, which is awesome. And when you actually switch out weapons, you can go into the arsenal screen and you can actually decide that, oh, I want to have an autocannon, and this is my standard coupler. You can see the differences between what they do as far as speed goes, and this is the different bases, which as far as hit points go, how they change. And I'm going to add this to my list. I go back over here, go to the loadout, and say, alright, I want this squadron, then there's 3 other types. Here's my big happy particle cannons over there. I want the other turret that's here. We're going to play around with, do we have the orbital strike? Oh, I'm going to strikes. So we're going to do that. And I am going to save game because I think it's a good idea. And I'm going to go back in there, and I am going to be completely ridiculous. Where are my go-to weapons? Obviously when you approach start out, you don't have very much, but you can, after the first mission, grab your higher ended laser, which does a lot more damage, which, trust me, makes a difference. The autocannon's nice. It does a lot of damage close up. I will honestly say the missiles are definitely currently overpowered, because not only do they fire like pulses, but they home in on your enemy. So they have a longer range and they're kind of fun that way. We even have a murder weapon, Sandbag here, which kind of does the same thing. But I want to show you the difference of how badly things went before, which is, and then show you how it's going to look now. Alright. So same thing.
Warmaster, that was not the main sensor. Pirate outlaws are entering the perimeter.
If it is, we have ships.
Warmaster, you must take manual control of the defense network while I get systems back up. Orders received.
They'll actually do something with that, something that's close. So here's an example of the autocannon.
Orders received. Orders received.
The lasers that you
Orders accepted.
Now the first wave wasn't really the problem. It's the later waves that ends up being more evolution, of course. Now, if you notice, they're going to take care of what comes in down here. Now, this one guy got through, right? We saw that. Now, if I'm not correct, these guys are waiting over here. And here's a little fun thing. I can come over here, click on him, and go possess. And I can target this guy, and I can start to go after him. And so I'm going to do exactly that. You can see other people blown up over there. I gotta get under the canyon, and there you go. Looks like everybody else is getting them too. Well, there he goes. And now I don't have to be here anymore. I can just pop back out. Now, I didn't have to do any of that. I mean, wherever you decide to move these guys, if the enemy gets too close, they'll automatically start to engage, which may or may not be what you actually want to do.
Orders received.
So meanwhile, while we're doing that, now we have enough. We have enough for Mr. Happy. I like Mr. Happy. So here is a completely overpowered thing that should never be used in the first level, which is my particle cannon. So I'm going to put him right here.
Orders received.
And the fun thing about him is he actually floats. And he's a giant sniper gun. And that's his whole point in life. And something we kind of left in the game, which I've decided whether or not it's a good idea to keep. You can actually possess this thing, and so you can snipe yourself. But we don't have something that lets you zoom in, so it's harder to see from this far out. But it's still fun anyway. It was probably not a great spot to put him there, to be honest. I don't think he's in a position to see very much. Let me, I'm gonna sell him.
Orders accepted.
I'm gonna put him
City power low.
right around here. Yeah. Actually, I completely overdo it with all these weapons. It's just... Since you saw him fire, you saw the little particles go off because it was kind of fun. We're going to be completely silly.
Orders accepted.
And now I have a new button called Orbital, which means fire the orbital laser. Which, of course, everybody's dead, so I don't have that fun. I gotta wait for the next wave. That's okay. Oh, he got his head blown off, I think.
Orders received.
Oh, wow, someone got through. Well, I'm glad they were vigilant, because I wasn't. Okay. So I'm waiting. Yeah, this guy's glitched out. There's a bug in there.
Orders received. Orders received. Orders received.
And for my personal amusement, I'm going to do Orbital Strike. Which does a nice job, as you can imagine. But these are obviously late game weapons. But obviously they don't. So... And so yes, the all the debris does have a tendency of piling up, which creates its own problems for the enemy because then they have to fly through the debris and the damage. So if you can kind of pigeonhole them in one spot, but you can actually tell as these things explode, the shrapnel tends to hurt your own turret. So if you put things too close to where people explode, they can catch it and get damaged, even though they weren't directly attacked. Which is kind of how we saw some of those other things happen. If you notice, these guys are not going all the way through. So, with that the case, I'm gonna go.
Orders impossible. Orders received.
And he is now going to see if they're hiding too far or too deep in the canyon. The shot can't get. I always love this guy. He's just sort of sitting up here on his own little thrusters. Giant cannon just like blocking into people. It's a jackal guy, right? How many of my guys actually survived? Oh, no, they're all here. Okay.
Scanner dish. Orders accepted. Communications array online. Power levels are nominal. I am reading no more hostiles in the immediate vicinity, but it seems they were only a small raiding force.
Now, if you notice, the camera follows the ships I've selected, so if I unselect them, it no longer follows them. But if I select somebody, it follows along with them. This was done on purpose because a lot of RTS games, the pieces, whether you're moving around, whether it be guys or tanks or whatever, they move relatively slowly, so it's easy to pick them up again. And then they stop and fire. The problem is, as you probably noticed, when you get into a giant furball of everybody attacking each other, that's not really practical. So I had to have it that whether you had selected, the camera used that as a frame of reference. So it's much easier to click on your enemies or click on more friends, depending. In any case, I think we won. Even with that, we took the silver because we spent a lot. This is what's supposed to happen, although I'd already unlocked things, so everything's already unlocked already, or at least having a stupid amount of stuff. Go back in here and say I wanted to make using the better laser. Use that, I guess. Put that there. I really should try to play this a little more straight than what I'm doing right now. I'll go back to research. We have literally here's the missile fighter, we have an advanced laser fighter, and we have an autocannon fighter. And then what all the rest of these things do is increases the speeds of them. We have things that increases their health, so and then we can say how much we're at the squadron, that kind of thing. Lots and lots of things here. The demo should be out relatively soon. So we're still... Obviously, there's got small things here and there, but for the most part, it's put together. We're working on the polish here and there. If you want more details about the different buff buildings, you can come in here. I'll tell you exactly what the specs are for it. You can also get the specs for the different fighters and such. You can get that kind of thing over here as well, but it may not give you as much detail as far as the tactical detail of it. It gives you an idea what it is now. So, interestingly enough, as you can see, we can go back in here and try to get more rewards. Like I said, because we're cheating, the research points and the cores are through the roof, so you're not seeing the difference. Now I'm going to try to play this a little more straight. So here's the second level. It depends on which way you focus on the research at the beginning of the game. Honestly, because I should probably just redo this, but you'll have an opportunity to go into all these different directions. It depends. Having an upgraded turret laser, the damage difference is so different. So if I go back into here, for example, so here is, I have this one selected. This is the original starter lasers. This is what you start at the very beginning of the game. But if you notice, if I move my cursor over these things, you can see how different things change. So the damage here is it's 6 different, if you will. So it's a matter of, you can see that, oh hey, this does like basically 50% more damage, about the same range. Everything else didn't change. But that extra 50% damage early on in the game makes a lot of difference. So if I go into the next map, and I just say I'm going to use the new laser, you should be able to see the significant difference in the gameplay. The other point of it is, I will also admit, having a backup squadron helps. Unfortunately, the tendency that people tend to do with that is they go, oh, well, just send them in initially. You really want your squadron as a backup plan, not as your main means of offense. Because if you do that, they'll get beat up. You won't have a chance to repair them necessarily, and then you're out that advantage, especially towards the latter part of the level where you kind of need that extra reinforcement. So let me pop into this one and give you an example of what that might look like. So our ships should be around there. My ships. I'm going to move them up because
orders received.
Rather than be around. So you can see that.
Warmaster, we have arrived just in time. The enemy is already approaching in attack formation. They seem to be after our energy collectors.
The look of the levels are very different per level. Which is, well, what you'd expect it to be. The green pathways are how the enemy are going to possibly go down, unless they get angry and then they just attack wherever they feel like it. So if I put my cursor over an enemy, it shows the path they're going to take. So if I can even click on it, you see distinctly where they're going to go. So with that in mind, I'm going to take the newer beam cannon, and I'm going to put it...
Orders impossible. Orders impossible. Orders received.
Alright. Since I know he's going to go this way, I'll put him here.
Orders received.
Now if you notice, the beam colors are different color now. So a very happy green beam, indicating a much different laser type. Oh, once again, I hit my shroud. Now friendly fire is a thing. So if all these beams like crossing each other, they'll get damaged, and you should actually kind of pay attention to make sure that your turrets are healthy. So if you look up there, there's the armor and the internal guts. So if you can, I'm going to keep my cursor on this guy who's going to get shot up. So you can see how his damage goes down, his internals go, and then he dies horribly. I remember I mentioned about how turrets can't fire through the edge. So watch what happens when he tries to fire. He's going to clip the side of this, or something that high. So if I possess him, for example, you can only see a little bit just over the hill. If they're flying over this hill, it's friendly fire in optional setting. It isn't right now. If people really want that, I can turn that on, but honestly, part of the strategy is to place your turrets in such a way that friendly fire doesn't happen. So I could actually destroy my own turret, which would not be a good idea. I could do it. Oh, they're going in a different direction. Alright. If they go this way, I may not be able to see them. So this guy's holding the line here. See what I mean? So it's harder and harder to get these guys. See if they're below the horizon, so to speak, with the lip of the canyon, I can't see them. Which is kind of the point. I mean, that's tactical placement. That's about it. Yeah, I should do something about this. Let's not take shit that far out. Okay, so I'm going to start placing more turrets on there. So I'm going to put him.
Orders accepted. Orders received.
Obviously, you can see by range lines about how big the what the turrets can actually reach. Now I can hold down the F key and it'll speed it up, of course. Let's see where these guys are going. Okay, so they're going to come this way then. Now eventually, as you well know, towards the later waves, this is just going to become...
Orders received. Orders received. Orders accepted.
Because you'll have so many ships going so many different directions. Okay, so this guy got damaged somehow. Repair it.
Orders received.
Down here. It's a little damaged. Now, what's interesting is the repair cost is completely scaled to how much damage they have. So this guy's not damaged that much.
Orders received.
So it costs 10 to repair. Now, one of the buff buildings is an automated repair building, so you have to sit there and watch what's going on with your guys. It will just slowly repair every second, like a fraction of 1%, but that adds up. At least you don't have to sit there and worry about looking at who's going to die, that kind of thing. Speed this up there. Remember me telling you about how effective upgrading the laser is? I mean, look at this guy just cutting right through these guys. I mean, a 50% damage increase is significant, especially this early in the game. And this is the first thing you can buy once you complete the first level. See, I'm not... So for this one, other than having spaceships over here, which really haven't engaged at all, I'm doing what you normally would do second level. I was just too busy goofing around first level, I lost it. So this is the kind of game that if you just goof off, you will lose. Now, the first couple waves give you a lot of money.
Reinforcements incoming. I'm rerouting more power from the grid.
And now we get to meet the bad guys.
To keep them at bay.
Or one of them.
Hail, Warmaster. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but this chunk of land belongs to the Dusk Corsairs. Don't feel bad if you didn't get the memo. I'll be sure to deliver it personally at the end of my gun.
Alright. So that was Commander Novus. He was meant to be kind of a roguish character for obvious reasons. I don't have the voice turned up that much. They probably didn't hear it too well over the stream. I also have the music turned down for obvious reasons, or else you wouldn't be able to hear me at all. For those of you familiar with the first game, know that the train did not look this good in the first game. And that's one of the big things that were
Orders accepted. Orders
changing.
accepted.
That's one of the things I actually wanted to bring up.
Orders accepted.
Orders
accepted.
Is that rank Warmaster, the first game, is still in early access. And you might go, well, how's this work? Well, the intention still is to complete that game, believe it or not. But it became obvious because it's a small indie studio that the only way to really do this is to change the approach. Because I really was not in a position to complete the game in a timely manner and then have it make a real difference. So I wanted to continue with the technology, and as you can see, things have drastically changed. Alright,
Orders accepted. Orders accepted. Orders received. Orders accepted. Orders accepted. Orders accept. Orders accepted. Orders impossible. Orders accepted.
Here they come to save the day. What they got?
Check disabled.
See, that's why you have a squadron. For when things get really out of control, they're there to save your bacon. So when you were asking before about, you know, what's the best thing to get, sometimes having a squadron matters.
Target disabled.
You're tearing these guys up for the levels. But I want to lose them, so I'm going to have to tell them to pull back.
Orders accepted.
Get some, the turrets up a little bit low. Technical cheating.
Orders impossible. Orders received. Orders accepted. Orders impossible. Orders received.
Alright.
Orders accepted. Orders accepted. Orders impossible.
Fifth wave. This is the final wave for this particular. For this particular level. And it's going to get hectic. I already know that. So I can grab a bunch of them and it'll show me all the different ways. Okay, so they're going that way. What's going on the other way? So all these turrets there, and they're not going that way. See, there's a turret. So I can double click, zoom in, and I can watch these guys come in. And the hope though is that we'll get a house. He's making the turn. He's trying, but the damn ship in front of him won't let him. Yeah, no, he didn't. He tried. They're going the other way. The intention, honestly, is to work on smaller games that can actually feed back into the original game. So in this case, for example, the turrets are greatly enhanced, the trains are greatly enhanced now. Physics in there, which is what we have pieces all over the place in the house. We have the particle system. Another game is going to be built where the engine will be further enhanced. All this will go back into the original game. And therefore, when it gets re-released, it will be on this quality or better. Obviously better. And that's always good. This is more simplistic as a tower defense game versus the original game, which was a 4X RTS, you know, city builder monstrosity. Alright, you can pause it. So I've been just been told that my game volume is too high. So take care of that. So escape. Go in here, configuration, options, audio, and I'll bring down the game volume. Hopefully it's not too bad. And I'll resume. And yes, the tactical pause is kind of neat. You can see where everything is when everything's paused. And you can sell things, you can add things in this mode, but they won't actually build because, well, the world's frozen, obviously. But it might let you do things while you're kind of looking at things. The main reason to do the tower defense game was, I already had the AI code. I already had the turret code. I already had the means of placing buildings between turrets. I already had the ability of ships to kind of follow a certain path. Now, all this is realistically is they're on patrol. That's exactly what their orders are. Patrol. They're on patrol. So that was already in the original game. The original idea was to build a new game quickly. It didn't work that way because game never works that way. But the intention always was that, hey, I can, improve the engine, improve the gameplay, but I don't have to have this giant, epic, magnus opus kind of game, which became a problem because it was this massive scope for lack of having a budget to do something of a super massive scope. I mean, a modern AAA game takes hundreds, if not thousands of people, and even now, years to do it, and I didn't have a team on that scale. I mean, a lot of the other indie games that you see might have a 40-person team, and the first game was built with 7, and this was built with about 3. So, with a couple of people thrown in here and there. So it was a very, very different way of handling it. I wanted to do something smaller, wider audience, because
It's good to see still has some bite in it.
the first game ended up being far too
forward to our
niche. The
next
way it was
clash,
related wasn't
Warmaster.
pretty enough to really attract a more casual gamer. Whereas a tower defense should attract a lot of people, if you know what I mean. I mean, everybody, who doesn't like a tower defense, right? It's a simplistic game. I make it complicated because I added the ability to possess things and things of that nature, but you don't have to play the game that way. It's basically you make a turret, you put it down, and it shoots things. Yeah. So I did another silver evidently. So it takes me back here, it gave me, if you notice, my cores went up, my research points went up, but like I said, I'm mostly cheating now. So I go to the 3rd level, if I want to. This one's really hectic, actually. I'll freely admit that this particular level, especially towards the end, gets very difficult. I know I have to kind of pull that down a little bit. This will probably have to end up, I wouldn't say cheating a little bit more, but I'm definitely paying more
Warmaster,
attention.
this is one of the locations the Dust Corsairs marked for
So you can't probably hear him
This
anyway.
warehouse currently stores understood, Warmaster. Good hunting.
Okay, so the thing about this terrain is the mountains are really in the way. You can see that at this point. And talking doesn't help. At this point, I can legitimately have bought an autocannon, so I will use my.
Orders accepted, Hollow. Orders received.
I'm gonna put him on the side of the mountain so he's not shooting through the mountain.
Orders received.
And why autocannons versus lasers? Well, lasers are really cool, but they tend to sit there and cook things, which is fine. But pulses and missiles put all their damage in one spot, which, for the way the damage system works, really is more effective. Okay, okay. I guess the volume of my headset, I'm not so hearing things as much. chat over there. What's the fastest way to gain research points? Honestly, is once you have more powerful weapons, you can go back to earlier levels and replay them and use less resources. And if you win the level with higher resources, you get more research points. It actually will tell you what you need. We're back out looking at the levels. It'll actually tell you how much materials, which is up here. The resources there. I guess this guy's head fall off here.
Orders received.
Yeah.
Orders received.
It will tell you how many resources you have to have left over to reach the bronze, this level, the gold, so to speak, and what the rewards are.
Orders received.
Alright. Now we all know there's going to be a bunch of guys that are going to come out over here. So I might as well prepare for that, for when that eventuality actually happens.
Orders received. Orders received.
Hopefully they'll do something. Let's get that. So what happens is they'll go rogue if they get hit by a piece of shrapnel. And I've seen situations where one ship exploding to another ship exploding to another ship will take out a chain reaction of guys. But if they only get damaged enough to get annoyed, then they'll start attacking your turrets, and that's where all the problems start coming into play. Being, there are ships implicitly built around attacking your own turrets. And there's these going. Just so that I can do something with this guy, because I'm already I got him now.
A pleasant surprise.
Well,
You
he
ready
got
for
me when I got
round
him.
2? Do you still think you have what it takes?
Maybe? Okay.
Orders accepted.
Now, one thing that was suggested to the playtesters that I have not implemented yet is have some sort of indicator to show where the enemies are coming in. And I have not built that yet. Shouldn't be that big of a deal to do it, but it's a thing. So the demo is not going to be for a little bit yet, so we'll get that in there, but this is one of those things he has on the wire of it. It's a problem. Not really a problem, it's just a polishing hands. Oh, yeah, polishing the button. We're over there already. We got through yet? Oh. They're hammering. He's trying not to take damage, he's feeling horrible.
Orders received. Orders impossible. Orders impossible. Orders
Oh, I
impossible.
have enough money. That helps.
Orders received. Orders received.
Oh, man. They're all gonna die horribly, and they all die horribly. Yeah, as I said, pulse cannons are kind of nasty. Alright,
Orders received.
time to bring in the cavalry. I do not have enough to actually do very much, so I'm going to tell them to attack them, guys.
Orders received.
Alright. So my problem is right now I don't have enough to actually do
Orders
very much.
accepted.
So I have to have the shit, or else I'm going to do what I... So they got him.
Jet disabled.
So when you were asking before, yes, I am working on an update to make repairs work a lot better. It's still being play tested, so all the stuff that they find in the play test will be
Orders
hopefully
impossible.
fixed.
Orders received.
There's a list, if you will. So one of the ones, as I mentioned before, is the repairs don't quite work as well as I'd like them to. The AI before was causing a problem, but that's not as much of a problem now. I think it works.
Orders accepted. Orders accepted.
And one of the things that had been brought up was that people had a harder time defending
Target disabled.
the actual bunker. And you can't actually repair the bunker, so I'm gonna repair it. Well, I don't have enough money to repair it.
Orders accepted. Orders received.
I've got 2 guys left. Oh wow. See what I mean? My guys do get shot down. Oh, did you see the double kill, the triple kill there? See, one guy blew up, the other guy flew right over the explosion, which blew him up and blew the guy up that was right behind him. Which I think took out one remaining guy.
Orders accepted. Orders received. Orders received.
I do not know how I survived this so long. I have one ship left.
Orders accepted.
So what they'll do is they'll sit there and they'll dodge each other if they get too close. Oops. He died. Well, that's the last of my guys. Yeah, the enemy auto cannons, actually my own auto cannons have a tendency of being very overpowered. It's not a bad thing, but then these enemies doing it too, which can probably be done. So he's going to go back on patrol because that's what he thinks he's supposed to do. And I'm just going to die hard at this point because I have no money. So yeah. Well, is there any other questions before I sign off for tonight? This is kind of the first view of Rank Warmaster Bunker Buster. I hope you enjoyed it. And there'll be more to come. We intend to live stream every 2 weeks, and hopefully we'll have some other guests, like some of the artists, and musicians, and testers, and such like that. That'll give you a better backdrop on what they feel about the whole situation. And I hope you enjoyed what you saw tonight. So, have a good night, and I'll see you not this Wednesday, but the Wednesday afterwards. So, just here like that. And have a good night. And glad to be back.